Okay, this is sort of take two because when I started the first video, I had my Bluetooth headset on that would have functioned as the mic, and you wouldn't have been able to hear most of what I was saying, or grunting, or sniffling, or whatever. But I have not opened the bottles. I'm literally a little bit sniffly this morning anyway. And then what you see here is what's left of my breakfast. I don't know if you can tell that perfectly melted cheese and perfectly cooked omelet or not, but I've got about four decent sized bites. Gotta figure out a way for my camera to not slip. I'll put something in front of it. Shouldn't. Ugh. Okay, so I'll probably post this on YouTube because we're already a minute in, and longer videos when you text them, they don't work as well. So, Buc-ee's out of the fridge. You got to shake it up good to get all that tomatoes, vinegar, olive oil mixed up. All right. Now, that's Buc-ee's Carolina Reaper. And then the last dab, for some reason, always just kind of congregates around the neck of the bottle. But I don't intend to get very much of it anyway. So I was thinking about the approach because I wanted to go head to head with them. And I think that to give Buc-ee's a fair shot, Buc-ee's needs to go first. I need to comment on what I'm experiencing, and I'll probably just set a timer. Can't use my phone, it's the camera. And I'll either go to when Buc-ee's turns loose to the point that I think that I can move on to the last dab, if that's pretty quick, or maybe I'll just like go 5 minutes and even if I'm burning yet, then I'll go to the last dab and I'll try to see if the last dab has more significant effect. So I figure that's the only way to give Buc-ee's a fair shot with all that olive oil in it. So if I recall, I thought you said 3 drops and some beans was perfect. This is kind of a runny sauce, so I'm going to, I don't know if you counted that, but that made what looks to be about half a teaspoon on my plate. And I'm just going to kind of wipe a bite of eggs in it. So let me show you what that looks like. So there's the bite of eggs. There's the Buc-ee's got dabbed in it. Those tomatoes make a bit of a stain. There's the bite. No zing immediately. A little bit on the sides of the tongue. The flavor is probably not best for eggs. I can see where it would be like beans or in something that Angela made yesterday. She put chicken, shrimp, a hot rotel, she cut up a bunch of sausages, and yeah, and basically put it in a pressure cooker and made sort of a soup, but the intent was to put rice in it. But I'm trying not to eat carbs again, so I just had it as a soup. I think that would have, it was ridiculously hot. The hot Rotel, and then there was this Louisiana Cajun seasoning. And I struggled to sip through the juice at the bottom of the bowl, and every bite was just bad. That was hotter than my experience with Buc-ee's. In fact, if I had done the same thing with Texas Pete, I don't know that the little tingle on the front of my tongue would have lasted the same. But if, Dad, your comparison to the last dab is accurate at all, this is not, the last dab's not going to be hot either. Literally, the only places I felt it were around the edges of my tongue, and it burned on the inside of my lip for like less than just a few seconds, and then now the tip of my tongue has a tingle. So I'm not hesitant to go to the last dab based on some sort of time. I think I'll do the same method. I'll try to get some out on the plate. Okay, that's weird. So, try to show you what I'm looking at here. This is the pile of what used to be Buc-ee's. This is what blasted out of the last dab. So I think because I'm gonna get most of that, I think for just direct comparison, I'm gonna go ahead and just try to get all of that. Okay, so that's what we got on there. Let me see if I can get my phone set back right. Still just a little bit of a tingle on my tongue is all that's left. Last dab. Immediately, I would say a whole mouth hot. No particular burns. It's like your breath is what's hot. If I close my mouth, it mitigates it for a minute, but it's still coming on. Now there's a back of the throat burn. Now the tip of the tongue, the high spot of my tongue is burning pretty good, especially when I try to swallow. Breathing out burns. Breathing in helps. Breathing out is bad. Breathing out is like not good. So I don't want to not breathing is not an option either. It's all right in the mouth too. Roof of the mouth, edges of the tongue, top of the tongue. Oh man, I even feel a little bit of heat in my gums. Immediately soothed. When it's gone, it starts to come back on the same surfaces. So that's just cool Powerade. I hope this is I hope this ends soon. The pain that sure. I'm gonna try to get through a few sentences. The duration of the pain that you suffer with the bomb is not as long as this. I don't see when this is gonna end. I was rubbing around trying to get some of it off the surface. I'm just eating that food seemed to have helped a little bit, but breathing out is bad. So there, when I was trying to talk earlier, I did get a little bit teared up. No sweats. It seems to recede a little bit. I'm trying to think of what a practical use for that would be. The flavor wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. So I don't know, maybe relegated to a bowl of beans, or maybe a pot of beans. Now my nose is beginning to run a bit. So the moral of this video is, I don't think we got Dad's actual response. For me, direct comparison to the bomb. Bomb is extremely painful, but it does go away after maybe 5 minutes or so. This doesn't seem like it's going to relent. It's not going to allow me. It's backwards. This is not going to let me exhale through my mouth for a little while. It's definitely tapering off, but if I just sit and exhale or talk for more than just a couple of words like that, the sear around the edge of my tongue at the roof of my mouth is unbearable. All right. Dad, you're over here. I was looking over here at my eyes. Fix an omelet, perfectly cooked, with perfectly melted cheese. Duplicate what I just did, and don't turn the camera off.